Hello everyone. I'm back with yet another album review. This time I'm reviewing a compilation album for the first time rather than a studio album. It's because I'm doing a review of long forgotten songs, B-sides, and covers from Rise Against. Yes, I finally get to review this album after mentioning it multiple times in my reviews. However, how this album came to be was when the members of Rise Against decided to catalog their lesser-known material. This album is a collection of B-sides, covers, and different versions of existing songs that have been recorded between 2000 and 2013. The album was ultimately released on September 10th, 2013 under Interscope, and even peaked at number 19 on the Billboard 200, which came as no surprise since compilation albums usually don't perform as well as studio albums. I read that this album was received mostly positive from critics, and some even said that the covers were the best part of the album. Rise Against described this album as being a trip down memory lane for them, and for the fans like myself. This album primarily focuses on hardcore punk and melodic hardcore with some themes relating to relationships and politics. The album starts with Historia Calamitatum. The song was originally on the soundtrack for The Punisher, Warzone, as well as a European version of Appeal to Reason. Of course, this is the US version, which doesn't have that version. And Death Blossoms was originally on the Guitar Hero bundle, exclusive for Appeal to Reason. And Zach Blair stated that this is one of his favorite Rise Against songs that they've done. Elective Amnesia was previously on the iTunes version of Appeal to Reason, and Tim McIlrath even stated that it was hard to cut this song from that album. Dramatizator was released as an iTunes exclusive back in 2009. Blind is a cover of a song from Face to Face, and originally appeared on the 7-inch split with Face to Face. Ever-Changing is an acoustic song that originally appeared on the Warped Tour 2006 tour compilation album. Generation Lost was recorded in 2002 and first appeared on the Uncomfortable Flatulence compilation album. This is also the very first Rise Against song to feature Tim McIlrath as a rhythm guitarist and not just the lead singer. Dirt of Roses was recorded in January of 2008 and was later released on the Avengers Assemble soundtrack on May 1st, 2012. I don't have that soundtrack at this time. I'll get it eventually. That soundtrack even has original songs from Soundgarden and Bush. Ballad of Hollis Brown is a Bob Dylan cover that was recorded in June of 2011 and was featured on Chimes of Freedom, songs on Bob Dylan, honoring 50 years of Amnesty International. Sight Unseen was recorded in January of 2008 and was originally released on the 7-inch split with Anti-Flag. Lanterns was recorded in November of 2010, and it was released on the iTunes version of Endgame, as I stated in my previous review. Now, Joe Princep described this song as being a throwback to the older sound of Rise Against, but didn't fit the overall tone of that album. Fortunately, it was released on this album, so we can all hear it. Making Christmas is a Danny Elfman cover that was recorded in June of 2007 and initially appeared on the Nightmare Revisited in order to commemorate the 15th anniversary of The Nightmare Before Christmas. So it was the very first recording session with Zach Blair as the lead guitarist. And Bill Stevenson suggested that they should do the movie score with guitars, drums, and bass. Join the Ranks was recorded in December of 2000 and originally appeared on the Live Fat, Die Young compilation album, and was released on March 6, 2001. Built to Last is a Sick of It cover that was recorded in February of 2006 and appeared on the Impact Will Be Felt compilation album, which was released on May 8th, 2007. Voice of Dissent was recorded in April of 2008 and was recorded alongside Dramatizator. Little Box is a cover of the theme song to Weeds, It was recorded in June of 2007. The next song is the original version of Give It All, which was recorded in December of 2003. And as I stated in my review of Siren Song of the Counterculture, this original version of Give It All was originally appeared on the Rock Against Bush Volume 1 compilation album of anti-Bush songs that was released on April 20th, 2004. Minor Threat is a Minor Threat cover that was recorded in August of 2007 and initially appeared on the This Is Noise EP, which was released in 2008. Obstructed View was recorded in April 2001. It was released on the Go Kart Records compilation in 2001. But Tonight We Dance was originally on the iTunes version of The Sufferer and the Witness. And now Nervous Breakdown is a Black Flag cover that's recorded in June of 2004 and was featured on the soundtrack for the movie Lords of Dogtown. Gethsemane was recorded in 2003 and was featured on the Oil Chicago Punk Refined that same year. Boys No Good is a Lifetime cover that was recorded in January of 2006 and is another song from This Is Noise EP. Any Way You Want It is a Journey cover that was recorded in November of 2002 and was the hidden bonus track on the hidden bonus track on Revolutions Per Minute. Now, Sliver is a Nirvana cover that was recorded in June of 2010 for the AV Club's Undercover series. This cover was done in just one take, as Rise Against were being filmed. I actually find it to be awesome that my favorite punk band would be doing a cover of one of the greatest grunge bands of all time. I know that most Nirvana covers are bad, but Rise Against really nailed it with this cover. The Ghost of Tom Joad is a Bruce Springsteen cover that was recorded in September of 2012 at the Honda Center in Anaheim, California. Side recording features Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine, Audioslave, and Prophets of Rage. I find it to be awesome that one of my favorite guitarists be working alongside my favorite punk bands. This recording also features Wayne Kramer and Brian Fallon. Yeah, one thing I didn't mention is that this is actually the Best Buy version of this album, which even came with a code that lets you download 2 additional songs. Now, the first song is a cover of "Fix Me" by Black Flag, and it's also a cover of "Kicking Out the Jams." Showing the code doesn't really matter because it expired nearly half a decade ago. Now, speaking of which, Rage Against the Machine also covered "Kick Out the Jams," which appeared on their final album, Renegades, from 2000. But I'll get to this album eventually. For the first compilation album from Rise Against, this actually turned out great, and I strongly recommend buying it and listening to it. So I have to say on this album, and I'll be back with another review this Saturday.